And we are recording, which is probably a good idea. There is a possible typhoon coming this way. It has left us with serious rainfall. Our pond, or ponza, we have two of them, in an hour went up about 4 inches in depth. There was a lot of rain coming down. And that means we're out of electricity. So I'm recording this with Rusty at my side, who wants to bump the camera, but I hope he doesn't. And we'll see how it sounds later. I think it's going to go on. I want to talk about a couple of things. The first is I think I've found a workaround. Sway, Microsoft Sway, keeps mucking up on me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, as far as getting out to the people and getting hits and what have you. But what it does well is that it allows me to embed my YouTube videos, and when my video that's embedded ends, instead of going off to some other video on YouTube, it stays on my channel, which I really like. There's no advertisement for porn shops or anything else that I kind of disagree with. And that's good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this, put it to YouTube, and then I will go to Sway. Once it's on Sway, I'll publish it. I'll get the embed code and put it into my blogger. I'll see how that works. It's a little complicated, but if it works, it's worth it. The other thing I want to talk about is what you're looking at. That's the view from my patio looking to the east. That dark, almost structure-like thing on the right-hand side is just the edge of the shed that our genset's in. The trees are owned by other people. We're stealing their scenery. Oh, we have electricity back. The light just went on, the red light. So I'll finish this and I'll do what I wanted to do. You stay away from this, Rusty. Now, the blog is going to be about robber barons. They were a 19th, 20th century group of American capitalists. Originally, that's what they were. They got their money by not caring about their workers or minimum wage or health care. They cared about exactly one thing: profits. And the subgroup that those profits they cared about went into was their profits and their family and their friends. Sometimes their country, but their country was really just a byproduct of where they lived. And these people were not nice. These people were so bad that unions became prevalent. That's the way to pronounce that word. And things changed dramatically, which is good because things were really kind of bad. They were so bad that in other parts of the world, let's say Imperial Russia, there was a revolution about who got to own the means of production, who got to own the actual stuff that made the products that got the money. Some people thought it should be the workers. And I think that Lenin was one of those people, and a couple of other people around that era were communists, the big C word. And there was a revolution in Russia, and Russia became communist. There was an equal revolution in America and they became not laissez-faire capitalism, but controlled capitalism. The revolution in Canada wasn't really a revolution, it was just a realization that what Canada needed was socialism. Because there weren't enough people and there was a whole bunch of area that you had to get transport to, communications to, news to, and the government had to step in. So what you get in the late 1900s, early 20th century is a marvelous explosion of new forms of government developed to go along with the new forms of making money. Now comes the sad thing. At the start of the 21st century, pretty much all the different forms of how to make money have once again moved into the simple theory of robber baron. Musk, who wants to own everything, has got his own spaceship. Putin and his buddies, his cronies that run Russia, the oligarchs. That's a big word like marmalade, and it stands for robber baron. And it doesn't matter where you are. Canada has mandarins and rich people, and they run things. Rich people run things in America, in Russia, in Czechoslovakia. Is there still a Czechoslovakia? Or has that changed now? I seem to forget these things. But Britain, France, Germany, all these places develop eventually into a rich ruling class. That's the way it works. Why? Because of greed. And some people are more greedy and more ruthless, and they end up at the top of the pile. Really nothing amazing in that when you think about it. It's just human nature. It is the original sin of the Christian Bible. Cain and Abel, one wanted what they weren't supposed to have and the other got killed. It's the story of Adam and Eve. They wanted to be what they, and to have what they weren't really equipped to be or handle or have. And we get kicked out of the garden. It's there in the mythologies, in the Bible, in the Hebrew sacred scriptures, in Islam, in Hinduism, in Buddhism. Greed is a bummer. And we're stuck with it. I don't know what to do about it. I do know that if you look up world food production, you can find it on DW News. That's the German national news, the government news. They do a great show on that. There are more than enough calories produced every year to feed the entire world population. But as it sits, there are about 800 million people going to bed hungry at night, if they have a bed. Why? Because of greed. Those who have it want to keep it. The food doesn't get to where it's needed. There's all sorts of fancy theories about why. But as far as I can see, they all boil down to somebody wants more than they have a right to. And the other person gets screwed. It's the robber baron theory. RBT for short. Now this has gone on for 9 minutes of rant. And the rain keeps coming down and down and down. But we do have electricity. That marvelous red light bulb that we have on the wall that lets us know when the current comes back. You see, we have to switch off our mains because when the current comes back, it can come back with a real jolt, like overproof rum. It goes down and smack, and you blow up your toaster or your fridge or your radio or your computer. So we turn it off at the main, we leave the red light bulb so it comes on, and after a minute or two, we put our mains on. Everything is safe. That's how it works here. Okay, I think that about does it for this. 10 minutes, fair enough. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see if this works the way I want it to with Sway and Blogger. Bye-bye.